The Shark Deck.
I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Do you like women's sports? You should hang out at the Sports Bra. You'll find trophies, soccer scarves, and team flags coating the walls. There's beer taps. But if you pay more attention, 2 things will stick out. 1, the TVs only show women playing sports. And 2, the bar's named after underwear. Jenny's the founder. She was all excited the night of the 2018 Women's NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. She and her friends headed out to the bar to watch Notre Dame take on Mississippi State, and they discovered the only viewing option was a tiny soundless TV in the corner. She learned that women's competitions make up only 4% of televised sports, so she decided to open a place that would only show women's sports, even if it meant turning off the TVs when there was absolutely nothing on. That's why if you go in sometimes in the middays, you'll see Tech Ball, Teqball. I'm sure you're curious what Tech Ball is, and I've tried to research it. Not sure I understand it. Wikipedia says Tech Ball is a ball sport played on a curved table, combining elements of takraw and table tennis. I don't know what takraw is, and we don't have time. But back and forth, the players hit a football with any part of the body except arms and hands. So kind of, sort of soccer ping pong, if that makes sense. Maybe. Let's move on. Good news for Lucky the sheep. Lucky the sheep ran into an 8-year-old girl who helped nurse Lucky the sheep back to health when Lucky the sheep was rejected by its mom as a lamb. That's sad. Lacey found Lucky the sheep close to death. She took her home to bring her back from the brink with cuddles. Lacey put her in a box, brought her home, placed her in front of the fire. It didn't take long for Lucky the sheep to come back around. Lacey nursed her back to health. That's how she got her name. She bottle-fed Lucky and kept her warm by wrapping her in blankets in the house and giving her lots of cuddles. We've used the word cuddles a lot in this story, Johnny Mac. Lacey tells people that the reason Lucky survived was because of how much she loves her. It's so special to see the relationship. You can just tell they're going to be friends for life. They even recently threw Lucky the sheep a birthday party for her first birthday. But it's not just good news for sheep. It's good news for squirrels, too. A woman has formed a bond with a squirrel that she helped raise. And now that squirrel's not going back to the wild. Oh, no. Patricia adopted Bunk the squirrel. He, too, was rejected by his mother. What's going on, Animal Kingdom? Patricia found Bunk the squirrel back in 2016. He was rejected by his mother. He had to fend for himself. Patricia's original plan was to get Bunk the squirrel healthy enough that he could be released into the wild, but Bunk didn't want to leave the house. Kind of like me. He tried to release her into the wild, and he returned 5 days later, refused to leave. Upon holding him, he fell asleep in my hands. Getting him ready to go again, I quickly found he refused to leave. I wasn't aware that squirrels had that much personality, but my favorite part of raising Bunk the squirrel was the time we had to bond. I cherished this time the most. So Patricia has created a wild space for the squirrel, complete with a tree house made up of a variety of wood for him to chew on, climb up. She made it out of furniture she found on the side of the road. A boy has raised some money to help out his favorite waiter. Kazan is an 8-year-old regular at the Waffle House. He always has to be seated in the same place. His favorite waiter is Devontae Gardner. However, recently, Kazan found out Devontae was going through a hard time. Devontae and his family had to leave their apartment due to a mold infestation. They wound up living in a motel, and Devontae had to walk miles each way to the Waffle House in Little Rock. Kazan set up a fundraiser to help out, describing Devontae as one of the most joyous and positive people you've ever met. He was looking for a decent-priced car. His family was unfortunate. He ended up in an apartment riddled with mold. He had to get his kids out. It set him back a lot. The fundraiser raised over $50,000. Devontae was able to get a new car and get an apartment for his family for at least a year. Devontae said, "I love working at Waffle House because I have an opportunity to make people feel good every day. I love the people who come in, especially Kazan."
Hello, I am Mark Francis, host of Palace Intrigue, the podcast that delves into the daily drama of the British royal family. These short daily episodes cover the latest news and scandals involving the likes of Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Kate Middleton, King Charles, and the rest. From backroom sources to public controversies, we've got you covered. Whether you're a long-time fan or just curious about the royals, Palace Intrigue is the perfect podcast for you. So join us as we explore the lives, legacies, and dramas of the British monarchy. Subscribe now and never miss an episode of Palace Intrigue.
Congratulations to Peter Bailey. He has been named Best Dad in the World. Why? He converted his Porsche into a Ghostbusters theme racer for his 7-year-old son. Peter said, "My son watched the girls' version that came out in 2016 when he was probably 3 or 4 years old, and he loved it." I was like, you need to see the original ones. And that was it. He was really into it, and he got me into it because we had the father-son bond going on. Then they announced Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Peter said he knew he had to gear up for it. See the pun there? Yeah, good job. So he decorated his Porsche to look like an Ecto-1 mobile, and he and his son went to see Ghostbusters Afterlife dressed in matching shoes, hoodies, and proton packs. The Porsche is equipped with flashing yellow lights, hazard warning tapes, and a Ghostbusters logo. Dad says it was well worth spending £50 on stickers for the car, especially after his long work hours left him feel guilty about not spending more time with his family. Good job, Dad. And that's your 5 good news stories for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your pods. See you here next time. Who doesn't like vacations? Do you need some inspiration for your next road trip? Are you excited to get out there and explore the world again? Hi, I'm Johnny Mac. My podcast is called Travel is Back. Travel is Back is travel for regular people. We hop in the car, we fly coach, we use our miles, we eat at normal places, we stay at normal places. So what I do is I hop in the car, I grab my portable recorder, and I go somewhere. Season 3 kicks off with a road trip to Key West. You can check out the back catalog. There are popular episodes covering Chicago, Nashville, Vancouver, Seattle, a whole bunch more. Travel is Back, road trips for regular people. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows. These are quick, these are casual, and it's for regular people like you. Travel is Back.